When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and
I just got done hitting for the first time since probably my senior year of high school. Don't got it like I used to, but it felt good just to kind of get up here. And my dad had brought my tea and my old bucket of balls, and I just kind of used it to clear my mind, just think things out. It's peaceful up here, quiet, and just kind of takes me back to the good old days. And so what I've been thinking about is how I'm going to restructure everything to kind of get back on the right path. And I think the first thing is listening to God. And I don't mean to over spiritualize this, but I have just been in this period, kind of like I mentioned, where I just didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel like I was acting in my true self. And I think a lot of it was I kept asking for God to provide me the answer on what to do to fix it. But the whole time he was providing it to me, and I just was too stubborn to listen. And so, what that is cutting out the distractions, cutting out the TV shows, cutting out the video games, cutting out the extra time on social media that's not towards me posting. And, just getting back to the bare bones and just getting back to a distractionless life. And I know I've talked about that before, but, I think I really need to preach. I need to be teaching and preaching what I actually practice, and not just saying the words with empty meaning. And the second thing I'm planning to do is to restructure how I'm doing my days. So I'm gonna start my days in the Word as per usual, but then I'm gonna go on a prayer walk, which is just, walking up here around this ballpark and just praying as I walk, Bible in hand, just spending time with God. And then from there, I'll, shower and just get straight to work. Plan to get to work about 7:30 every day. And so that should give me a good head start on everything throughout the day. Sorry if y'all hear that. There's some kid yelling in the background. Seems to be upset. But yeah, then on top of that, I'm just going to really prioritize my sleep and, try and really install a strict bedtime where I start winding down at 8:45 so that I can be in bed by 9:30 and asleep and get, a full night's rest and really recuperate on everything from the previous day, whether that be mentally or physically. On top of this daily schedule, I'm also going to be working out right after lunch. So I'll have a meal in me, can carb up, and then get into the weight room. I'm going to be doing that 4 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. The other days I'll do some form of cardio, or come out here and maybe get some hits in. And yeah, I think that through this structure I'll have 2 at least 4-hour work blocks. And I think that it's not the 10-hour, 12-hour days that a lot of people preach that you need, but as long as I'm being disciplined and consistent with my action taking in a focused manner, I believe that it'll make a huge difference for me. And so yeah, I'm hoping that all of that really fixes everything in terms of just getting back to feeling like myself. There's a few more things I want to hit on, but I'm going to wait till I get back home. I'm going to clean up here and get back home, take a quick shower, and then I think that we can get into the final things that I think really are ultimately the most important things for me, and getting back to the right shape and getting back into what it is that I'm supposed to be as a man and as an entrepreneur and as a follower of Christ. So let's sack up here and let's head on back.
Oh, these hands are tired. Oh, this heart is tired. Oh, this soul is tired. But I'll keep keep on, I'll keep on, I'll keep on. I'll keep on, I'll keep on, I'll keep on.
Faith is something I'm not accustomed to. I'm trusting.
All right, people, so the month of July has just started, which is really exciting because always a new opportunity. We're halfway through the year, and although things are not progressing how I'd like, I'm still just super excited to have the opportunity that I have to run my own business. And I think that the month of July is going to do big things. And one thing you might notice, and I hope that you notice, is that I actually now have an official camera. So I got one of the DJI Pocket Osmo 3, and it also came with this little mic. So hopefully the audio is better. Hopefully the picture is better. I'm going to be filming in log, so you're going to have to bear with me, especially the first couple times as I get used to filming in log. But I think overall it should help with the content being a lot more professional, have that more quote unquote cinematic feel, and also just allowing us to film more in an easier way because I'm not relying on the storage of my iPhone or my iPhone's camera, but I have a dedicated camera and a dedicated device all to that. So super excited for it. And in terms of this week, what we have going on, so I need to make a call to the IRS. I'm hopefully going to be finishing up. So in terms of this month, what needs to be done? So what we need to do is we need to finish up the tax return filing. So I have to do my own. I have to finish up 2 clients that are probably about 90% of the way there. I'm just waiting on a few things to get resolved there. And then I have one more that I have to start from scratch, but I have pretty much all of the documents in place, so it shouldn't be too difficult of a activity. On top of that, need to get an S-Corp election done for a client, help another one potentially with getting his set up. And then, a lot of internal work. I have a lot of admin stuff that I want to do to help refine the funnel and help refine the way that I'm marketing everything. Because obviously, if I'm not growing as much as I'd like, it's not quite, what I currently have in place is not working. So I have some ideas, and I'll share those with you throughout the coming weeks in the videos in terms of my thought process there and what I actually want to get done. But yeah, so this is going to be an awesome, awesome month. I have full faith of that. And I think that this new camera is going to hopefully take us to new heights, and hopefully the audio and video quality is better. And we'll just see how I can color grade. So another part of the journey that y'all get to come along on. And let's crush this month, people. So it is the 3rd of July, and yes, I'm wearing the same shirt again. Sorry. I like to wear the same shirt when I work from home and don't have any plans. It's the 3rd of July, and I think most people have a lot of plans this weekend, have a lot of things that they're going to do, going to have fun with people. And this is one of those weekends where I'm choosing to stay at the crib and just work. It's one of those things I wrestle with a lot, between enjoying my life now while I'm building versus working to have a life, working now so that later I can enjoy things as I see fit, right? And I think it's one of those things that I'm just in this season where I've really come to it mentally that I'm not happy with where I'm at, and so I want to sacrifice the enjoyments and the other things of life now so that I can reach where I want to be. And I think it's those commitments that you have to make to yourself that this is the top priority in my life right now, and that's ultimately what I'm signaling to other people and to y'all, but also to myself. I think that you have to make a commitment to yourself that, I'm going to sacrifice some things in this season, but that's because I'm in the pursuit of something great. And, any commitment that you make, there's always trade-offs, whether that be the commitment to whether that be the commitment to put your head down and work, or be the commitment to go and enjoy the fun with your friends and do things like that. Either way, you're going to face trade-offs, and you have to decide which trade-offs at that point in your life you're willing to make. And right now, for me, it's just the commitment to my craft and the commitment to growing my business. And that starts with today. I'm delivering monthly P&Ls to my clients because it's the 3rd of July. And so I got to deliver all my P&Ls to my clients because I try and get it out within the first 5 days of the month, typically on the first Friday of the month. And then from there, it's back to marketing, back to outreach, back to trying to grow the business, because that's the biggest weak point right now is leads in the business. And so that's ultimately what we need to put a lot of our time and focus into. Obviously, the first thing is always delivering for my clients, but then after that, it is always trying to grow the business. And so, if you have a constraint, you have to, once again, commit to attacking it fully and understand the trade-offs that you're making in order to do that. Just wanted to kind of talk about commitments and trade-offs. It's something that's on my mind a lot lately, is that, with everything we do, there's commitments, and with everything we do, there's trade-offs, no matter how big or how little. And if you're going to pursue something great, you have to be committed to it, and you have to sacrifice things. And one of those trade-offs might end up being that you lose friends, or that friends are at the very least upset with your decisions. But if you're in the pursuit of something great, you have to be willing to make those commitments and accept the trade-offs that come with it along the way. Back to work. Hey guys, so editor Harrison here, and it seems like some of my footage got corrupted from this last talking part, but I'll kind of give you a synopsis of what it was that I was talking about, just so you can still, hear it from me. And essentially what it was July 4th night. It was around, I want to say 10 o'clock, and I was still just here at the desk working. And what I was discussing is just how in this season of life, there's going to have to be sacrifices. And a lot of my friends were out doing things and, enjoying the time, which is great, nothing against that. But with the goals that I'm trying to reach, the levels that I'm trying to reach, there's got to be sacrifices that are made. And, some of those are going to be staying in when it's holidays, when it's times of celebration with other people, in order to reach the heights that I want to have. And I think that it's one of those things that it's not always going to be liked by everybody, but it's part of the trade-offs. With every decision that you make in life, there's going to be trade-offs. And for me, one of the trade-offs I'm willing to make in this season of life, particularly, not for my whole life, but for this season, is I'm willing to sacrifice hanging out. I'm willing to sacrifice having fun in the eyes of other people, because I want to reach a certain height. And, like I said, it's going to upset some people, but that's just part of the game. I'm okay with living a life that they do not prefer, because the goals that I am trying to reach do not match the goals that they're trying to reach. Therefore, my life will never match their life. It's just a simple math equation. And, I won't lie, I got a little, I don't want to say emotional, but I was just really speaking from my heart during that video that I'm going to make it. And I made a promise to y'all that I'm going to make it, and y'all are going to be here along with me for this whole journey. And, I really want it. I really do. And I'm willing to sacrifice a lot to get there. Obviously, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, always stays number one. And if he ever calls me to anything else, as hard as it would be, I would have to do it. And I acknowledge that. As long as he is calling me to this and guiding me in this path in life, I'm going to make it. I'm going to reach the heights that I want to make, and I can't wait to take y'all along the journey with me. So, ending off the video here, just wanted to kind of restate this, because it was a great part of the vlog that I wish I would still have the real, authentic side of it, so y'all could have seen that. But
I hope this is a good enough substitute for y'all. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was a fun watch and that you enjoyed getting to see a Diary of a Founder, because it's been a while since I've done one of these vlogs. So I appreciate y'all watching, and as always, never stop your relentless pursuit of continuous improvement, and I look forward to us talking again soon.